Hello, vinyl community. It's Bill here again. And today I'm going to do another in the series of random records and music ephemera. So, yeah, we're going to be all over the place today. I'm going to be showing some pages from June 1967, Fabulous 208 magazine, which used to promote Radio Luxembourg. So more from this later. And I was lucky enough to be in Seattle and to visit the Museum of Popular Culture there. So I'm going to be showing some photographs of hip hop artists, and I'll be showing a couple of hip hop LPs. So yeah, let's kick off with that. And let me say this so that Kev, one of my subscribers who happens to work at that supermarket called Sainsbury's at Garthdee in Aberdeen. Other supermarkets are available in Aberdeen, but Kev's one of my subscribers, and he was asking me to show some Queen albums. So we'll have some Queen later. But first to those hip hop albums or hip hop artists and some of the photographs that I'm going to show. These photographs were on show in one of the exhibition halls at the Seattle Museum of Popular Culture. So we're going to, I'll show you these, and we've got Run DMC photographed at Queen's in 1984. I've got a photograph of Jay-Z at his first photo shoot in 1995. Then we have De La Soul, photographed outside the Apollo Theatre in New York City in 1993. I've got Salt and Pepper from New York in 87. There's a photo of Jay-Z and Beyonce. And I wanted to show you this photograph, or well, two photographs, but this first one is of Kanye West and Jay-Z photographed in New York in 2005. And this is it's a homage to Hank Walker's famous shot of the politicians and one president, the Kennedy brothers, at the 1960 Democratic Convention. But yeah, it's the photo of Kanye and Jay-Z is this homage. At the time, Jay-Z was building his legacy as the president of Def Jam Recordings, and Kanye West was securing his place as an artist after many years behind the scenes as a beat maker and producer. So the Kanye and Jay-Z photograph was by Clay Patrick McBride, and one of the Kennedy brothers, sadly both assassinated, was by Hank Walker, and it was photographed in Los Angeles in 1960. So hip-hop's not really something that I speak about very often. Not sure if liking hip-hop means that I'm tending towards cultural appropriation. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or something that I would be called out over. But yeah, I like hip hop, but I don't have much hip hop in my collection. If you're interested in hip hop, there's a fabulous 4-part documentary on the BBC iPlayer called Fight the Power, and its executive producer is Chuck D. And it's a great documentary. I would say it's more about a sort of social history of Black America post the civil rights movements of the 1960s, but it shows some of the struggles and how hip hop was used quite radically to call out what was going on, police brutality, etc. So, and it covers, yeah, the various presidents from the mid to late 70s through to Barack Obama and even Donald Trump. So, yeah, it's a great insight as to what was happening in America. They also cover Eminem. So, yeah, it's not just Black artists, but yeah, check that out if you're in the UK, or you can, I don't know if it's also been broadcast in the States and elsewhere around the world, but it's called Fight the Power, a history of hip hop music. So the hip hop albums I'll show are this one, De La Soul, 3 Feet and Rising. Fantastic album, wonderful day glow artwork. Speaking about artwork, in the background you'll see my attempt at a still life in the style of Samuel Peploe, who was one of the Scottish colorists. So mine's nowhere near as good as his stuff, but yeah, it was fun to do a still life in the style of Samuel Peploe. And yeah, more Dayglow, De La Soul, and photos of the group as well. So on here we have 3 is a magic number. I hope they're getting plenty of royalties from the National Lottery in the UK. And yeah, there's, yeah, what else? There's the famous ones featuring Me, Myself and I, and Potholes in My Lawn. Don't know if they've had a mole on the go there. And then I showed this as my acquisitions for quarter 4 of 2022. But this Hip Hop Collected is a really nice collection. I thought it was a gatefold, but it's not. But there's a nice insert with the photos of the sleeves of the original. I'm not sure if it's 7-inch singles or 12-inch singles, and a little essay and some photos of the bands featured. But we've got Run DMC, It's Tricky. We've got Nas, NY State of Mind. We've got Wu-Tang Clan, the CREAM. We've got, what else? The Beastie Boys, She's on It. You Must Have, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. There's, what else? Ice-T, In the Morning. Busta Rhymes, Woo-Ha, Got You All in Check. And yeah, this is a really, really, really good collection. They've got Tone Lock with Wild Thing, and there's a one that samples a Steely Dan tune. Should have had more notes on this, but yeah, really good collection of hip hop, and it's a genre that I maybe need to investigate more. But that BBC documentary, Chuck D, producer, was great about, you know, the politics and the lyrics that these rap hip hop artists, gangster rap. There's all these different subgenres. I would thoroughly recommend you checking that out. So back to Kev's request for me to show some Queen albums. I don't think I've got all the early Queen albums that he was suggesting I would show, but I've got a few of them. And the first one is from 1974. I think there was two albums, Queen 1 and Queen 2, but this was followed in 74 by a #2 hit album in the UK, Sheer Heart Attack. This has got the wonderful Killer Queen on it, and In the Lap of the Gods, and what else we got? Brighton Rock, and Bring Back That Leroy Brown. So that's a great album, recorded November 74. And then the follow-up album was their first sort of double number one in the States and #1 in the UK, from November 75, Night at the Opera. Nice artwork and gatefold and insert with photos of the band in live action. And this has got the classics such as I'm in Love with My Car and Bohemian Rhapsody, as well as God Save the Queen and Love of My Life. So yeah, just fantastic collection of songs, and shows the diversity of the songwriters in Queen. So yeah, really good. Enjoyed that one. And then I jump almost a decade to The Works, and that was released in February 84, and this reached #2 in the album charts. So Radio Gaga by Roger Taylor, and there's Tear It Up by Brian May, and I Want to Break Free by John Deacon. So, and Man on the Prowl and It's a Hard Life by Freddie Mercury, amongst others. But a really nice album, reached #2 in the UK. And then 2 years later, we have the great It's a Kind of Magic. And this is full of great songs. One Vision, Kind of Magic, Give Me the Prize, Who Wants to Live Forever, Princess of the Universe. So really nice collection on this. And speaking about collections, I'm going to use a Scottish word here, and I'm going to clype on my daughter, or dob her in is maybe an English equivalent, but clype is a really good word. She was custodian of the Platinum collection, and I think the inside of her car is a bit messy, and the CDs are strewn all over the place, and you'll find a Britney Spears CD inside a Queen Greatest Hits Volume 2 case. And yes, I think one of the 3 Greatest Hits albums from that Platinum collection is missing, so I don't know what happened to it. So I'm clyping on my daughter because she has mislaid one of the 3 wonderful greatest hits collections by Queen. So Kev, I hope you enjoyed that. And I'm going to return to Seattle again. And I'm going to show some photos of the wonderful Jimi Hendrix, because of course Jimi Hendrix was born in Seattle. There's a statue to him in Seattle, and they've got a whole exhibition hall set aside telling the story of Jimi Hendrix in the States and Jimi Hendrix abroad. You don't need to go to Seattle to see a good Jimi Hendrix museum. You can, of course, go to London, and there's the Hendrix Handel House, and I visited there back in 2016, August 2016, and they've got the flat that Hendrix lived in. His flat was in the building next door to the one where Handel wrote Messiah, but they've sort of punched through in the attic, and you can get to both homes through the entrance in the one building. I'll put below. I'll put the address of the Hendrix Handel House. I think the Handel exhibits get more visits now that there's been this link to Hendrix established. But in Seattle, they've got the Fender Stratocaster that he played at Woodstock, and they've got the mixing desk from Electric Ladyland, and all sorts of photographs, and a sort of necklace thing that he wore, and there's a photo of him shaking a little girl's hand while he's wearing the necklace. But wanted to show, in connection with that, my Jimi Hendrix experience, the Smash Hits collection, Purple Haze, Hey Joe, Foxy Lady. Yeah, really great compilation on Polydor rather than track. And I do have Electric Ladyland. This is the alternative cover, the one without the naked ladies. But yeah, this has got Crosstown Traffic, and of course this has got the wonderful cover of Bob Dylan's All Along the Watchtower, which is one of my all-time favorite popular music tracks or rock music tracks, and just love the whole album, but All Along the Watchtower is an absolute standout. So then we move on to this magazine. So Fabulous 208. On the back, we've got the Trogs. On the front cover, we've got Davy Jones of the Monkees. And I was upset because I can't find my copy of the CDs with the best of the Monkees, with Daydream Believer and Last Train to Clarksville, etc. In the center, we have this fabulous gatefold or centerfold with the fabulous Roy Wood and the other members of the band, who include Carl Wayne, Roy Wood, Ace Kefford, Bev Bevan, and Trevor Burton. There's a photo of the Beatles. You couldn't get away from that in 1967. We've got Mike Naismith from the Monkees as well. And then, pity this isn't the colour, but the fashions. Look at those jumpsuits with Twiggy modelling one of them. And then, and this column with the black liner is the schedule for Radio Luxembourg in '67. This must have been not long before Radio 1 was created, but they've got Simon D, they've got Alan Freeman, they've got Norman St. John, Gary Kemp. There's more cosmetics adverts, and now available at most Woolworths. When did Woolworths disappear? And yeah, I'm not sure you'd get away with cosmetics or soap advert like that anymore. Are you a beauty restrained? And then there's Michael Anderson Jr. Anybody out in vinyl community have any records by Michael Anderson Jr.? I know I don't. There's someone asking more about Jimi Hendrix. They're saying, I think Jimi Hendrix is out of this world. Can you tell me how old he is, when he was born? Has he any brothers and sisters? And which is his favourite group? Many, many thanks. Mary Strop from Cardiff. And the magazine, or Mo and Dawn from the magazine, reply, glad to help, Mary. Jimi is 21 years old. He was born in 1945 on the 27th of November. He has one brother, Leon, and his favourite groups are the Beatles and the Cream. And of course, speaking about Beatles, sometimes called the fifth Beatle, we have George Best. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this random records and music ephemera. It was quite fine to look in a box that was in the garage for many a year and find Fabulous 208, the magazine for Radio Luxembourg. And yeah, I think there was also a sort of thing telling you what was on in each location or each part of the UK. So in Scotland, the Move were playing at the Locarno Ballroom in Glasgow, the Douglas Hotel in Aberdeen, the Caledonian Hotel in Inverness, and on the 16th of June, they were playing the Beachcomber Club in Irvine. And in the north of England, the Small Faces were playing the Palace Ballroom at Douglas on the Isle of Man. Procol Harum were playing Clouds Club in Derby on the 14th. The Kinks were playing the Locarno Ballroom in Hull on the 15th. And Jeff Beck, God rest his soul, was playing, where's he gone? Jeff Beck. The Palace Ballroom, the Douglas Isle of Man, on the 17th of June. So the Isle of Man was a place to be in the summer of '67. What else have we got? The Tremolos were at the Royal Hall in Harrogate. And in London, we had Kenny Ball's Jazzman at Bishop's Park in Fulham. Soft Machine were playing the UFO Club in Tottenham Court Road. Small Faces playing the Top Rank Suite in Cardiff. And Zoot Money and the Big Roll Band are playing the Black Prince in Bexley. Chris Farlow and the Thunderbirds, Toffs Club, Folkestone. So that's it from me. I'll be back probably next time for, well, no, we'll manage to do another video before the divestments and acquisitions for Q1 2023. So thanks to all the new subscribers who joined following the vinyl tag back in January. And I hope everyone out in the vinyl community is fit and well, and their mojo's working, and I look forward to seeing more of your videos. Bye for now.